Today we're going to be practicing value. Value is the range of light to dark with a color. Tint, tones, and shades are going to be important in today's project. To do this project, you're going to want to go to the Chrome Canvas app. When you get there, make sure you log in with your Google account associated with school. Then add a new drawing. Your new drawing at first will be blank. What I like to do is first start with a background layer. When I click my layer, I'm going to click the paint bucket on the bottom layer. I'm going to choose what color I would like my base color to be. I want my sunset orange on the background. Now, the furthest back is always going to be your darkest value. So I'm going to go ahead and drag this down to the darkest value I'm comfortable with. I'm going to go with this dark brown. Dark brown is a shade of orange. Now, on my new layer, make sure that you have it selected. Pick the tool you're going to color with. The marker is usually the easiest, and make sure the opacity is all the way up. I'm also going to change the size to its largest size. I'm going to select that same color that we have here. I'm going to go back to my orange and find that closest brown. Now we need to go and step our shades up back to the original hue. So I'm going to pick a color that is close to our original hue. On each layer, you're going to add each value to your piece. Use your finger to color. When you're ready to start a new section, make sure you click the layers. On the layers, you'll be able to click Add Layer, and a new layer will appear. Now you can edit your layers separately without worrying about ruining the previous layer. I'm going to go ahead and pick my next shade. Repeat the process. You will do this until you arrive at your base hue. The more steps you do, the better it will look. I'm only going to do a few steps for demonstration purposes. Remember, each step needs its own layer in case you decide to delete or remove a step. Now I'm at my base hue. When you get to your base hue, continue to add layers and layers with your tints of your color. Remember, tints are the lighter parts. As you get towards the center, you may want to change the shape of your layer. So now I'm going to this more oval shape as I get smaller. On my final background layer, I'm going to go ahead and make myself a bright white moon. Perfect. You can make the moon big or as small as you would like. Just make sure it fits inside that layer. Now it's time for us to make our spooky silhouette. Our spooky silhouette can be any building, tree, or outdoor attraction. Make sure you change your marker tool to black for your silhouette. You also may want to change the size so that your silhouette is easy to draw. I'm going to go ahead and start my silhouette with some ground. Having a base for your buildings will help you draw them a little more sturdy and with intention. Change the size as often as you need for your building. I'm going to go ahead and make my building leaning to one side. I'm going to make a crazy building with stacks of different levels. It's okay if your building goes off the page. It makes it seem more realistic. You can also make other silhouettes. If I want to make a spooky scene, I'm going to go ahead and add a fence. So I'm going to reduce the size of my pen and add some fence. I could also add, if I want to, maybe a gravestone. Make sure to change the size of your tool to be the most effective for what you're doing. Finally, I'm going to go ahead and make a spooky tree. Remember, a tree trunk is thicker than its branches. When the branches come up, they come into the letter Y. You could change your brush size to add different branches at a later time. Now it's time to add to our silhouettes. Many silhouettes have things that show through. So I'm going to go ahead and add a new layer. Change my color to yellow for my windows so that you can see the light coming through. You could either choose to use the eraser tool or the drawing tool to add your windows. You could add as many or as few windows as you would like. Try to keep them as square as possible, though using your finger may make this a little bit difficult. Remember, you can do this project if you would like on a piece of paper with art supplies, if you have the right kind of supplies to make all of your tints and tones that you need. I'm also going to make a little hole in my tree. Now my windows need a little more detail, so I'm going to go to my next layer, go back to my black color, and add some details. Remember, if you mess up this layer, you can always erase that portion without worrying about ruining your previous layer, because you are drawing on top of these clear layers. Notice how each window is unique and divides it into unique patterns. You could even put the silhouette of a small creature in the hole of a tree if you choose to do that. When you feel like you're finished and you've done all of the details that you would like, you're going to go ahead and download your picture. To download your picture, you're going to click on this side, Save as Image. It'll download in the bottom and you'll be able to copy to clipboard. When you copy to clipboard, you'll be able to copy and paste it into the template provided. If you're having trouble with this project, make sure you look at the directions again before asking your teacher. Happy creating!